Greetings one and all, how are we all going? Today I'm going to be making some pork larb, and instead of serving them in lettuce like you usually see, I'm going to try and utilise some Granny Smith apples I've got here, serve them up in that. So yeah, just something a bit different. So yeah, but the foundation of this dish is the pork larb, so to that end we're going to need some ground up toasted rice, and I'm using sticky rice, which is the best rice to use for this. And it's still getting brown. I want it a little bit browner than this, and then sort of got to keep an eye on it right now so it doesn't burn, but a little bit browner. And then once it's a bit brown, I'll get it in the food processor and give it a good whiz. I like mine a little bit crunchier. I'm not going to make it sort of fine powder or anything like that, but yeah, we'll just crunch it up a bit. Alrighty guys, so I've just got my pork mince, or ground pork, about 500 grams here. I just added a tiny little bit of oil, and I'm just browning it up. And as soon as that's just about cooked through, which it just about is by the looks of that, and any moisture that's come out sort of evaporated, I'm going to turn that off and just let that cool down a little bit. So just while my pork's cooling down, I've got to work here on some of my Granny Smith apples. So basically all I've done, it's pretty simple really, is I've just sliced the top of them, which we'll keep for presentation, like so. And basically I've just hollowed them out. So obviously I've taken the core out first, and then, or like a fair bit of the other flesh, and the bits of apple that aren't core, I've actually kept those, even though they're not going in my ultimate dish. I'm not going to waste them, I am going to use them. I'll just give you a tip. One of these melon ballers for doing this with apples anyway, really helped out. Alrighty, so my pork mince there is cooled down a bit. It's not completely cool, but cool enough. So now the next thing, I'm just going to add our ingredients to finish our salad off. So first thing I've got is my ground up toasted rice, and I'm just going to start off with maybe about 2 tablespoons. So this is a dessert spoon, so about 4 dessert spoons. Now, like with any Thai cooking, you sort of taste and adjust as you go. So we'll see how this goes. It might need a bit more of that, might need a bit more of this, whatever. We'll see how it goes. Next thing I'll put in is my greens. So I've got here some basil leaves, some mint leaves, some coriander leaves. I've got some spring onion or scallion, and I've just got some sliced shallots there as well, and they'll all go in. And we'll just mix that through, see how we're going. Now a bit of our can't really be larb without chili, so mostly they just use the hot chili flakes. So the dried hot chili flakes, so that's what I'm going to use today. I might garnish with a few fresh chilies later, but just for now, that's what's going in. So you just do that to taste. I like it spicy, so I'm putting in like probably a good, I don't know what that was. Just judge it how much you want to put in. Again, put some in, taste it. I can tell just by looking at that. I can put a bit more in. That's it. Again, that's for my palate, because I like a bit of spice on my tongue. Alright, now dressing. I've got, and again we might have to adjust this after, but to start with, I've got 2 tablespoons of lime juice, 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, and I just put in a teaspoon of sugar as well, and stirred that through. So we'll put that through it, mix it through. And that, guys, is basically a larb done. We'll taste it. Yum. That's absolutely delicious, and nice and spicy, which is what I wanted. But like I say, you adjust that to your own palate. Alright, let's see what else we're going to do with this. Alrighty guys, so as I said at the start, or I hope I said, I may not have said, but normally larb would be served up in lettuce leaves, wrapped up and sort of munched on. So I just thought I wanted to try something a little bit different and serve mine up in some cored out apples, like I showed you I was doing before. So I'm going to get one of my hollowed out apples. I'm going to move my larb mixture a bit closer and just fill her up. And make sure you get a bit of everything, some of the herbs, some of that onion, shallots, plenty of mince. Push it in a bit. And once I've pushed it in a bit, I'm just going to put my lid back on it, and that's how I am going to serve it up. Now, one more thing, I have had another idea too. I think that'd be nice raw, like it's a nice fresh tasting salad usually, larb, and I think it'll go nice with the raw crisp bit of apple. But what I'd like to try, and I'd like to invite you to join me on this journey, is probably maybe 2 of these I'm going to give the same treatment, fill them up, and I've actually got my oven preheating, and I'm just going to see how they turn out if I give them a little bit of a bake for, I don't know, just until the shell of the apple starts going a little bit soft. So yeah, like this. Same thing really, just put the lid on. I've got the oven actually preheating, and this time I'm just going to put it, like I say, I'm just going to try 2 of these, and when they're cooked I'll get them out as well and give them a try, and I'll let you know how they turn out, taste them for you, and I'll give you an honest appraisal. I've never tried that before, so it could work out, it might not. As I say, let's find out together. Alright, so I'll get on with cooking those and presenting some of my cold ones as well, and I'll get back to you. Now, just while I've got those couple of experimental apples baking away, soon as it's a day of experiments, I thought I might try and make a little bit of a cocktail apple type daiquiri, because as I said, some of those parts of the apple that I took out, I don't really want to waste it, so I thought, well, why not try and make a apple daiquiri, or I don't know if it's daiquiri because I've only got rum here and a bit of cider, but so I've just put some ice in we'll see what happens. I'm totally making this up. So I've got some ice in there. I'll get some of my little cored bits of apple that I've had soaking in lime juice so it didn't brown. There's plenty here, so there's no point being stingy with it. And I'll add a good slug. I've got my trusty Mount Gay rum. I don't really know what measurement, but let's not muck around. That looks pretty good, a bit more. I don't know how much that was. And I've got a can here that I just opened, and it's Fat Pixie hard apple cider. So I'm going to put some of that in too. Just a bit like that. Alright. Alright, let's see what happens. Put the lid on. Get our top end that she turned on, yep. Alright. See what happens. What's happening? Oh, I see what's happened, because that apple cider's fizzy. It's fizzed up. Alright, well that's didn't even think of that. Anyway, it's not going to affect the taste. Let's get my glass. Get that wiped down. Looks pretty flash. Bit of leftover mint, I'll shove that in. And right, as soon as my apples cook, which won't be too long, I'll try that as well. Alrighty guys, I've got two of my Larb apples here. One in the raw apple, one in the cooked apple that was baked just for only about 15 minutes. So yeah, I think there's a clear winner in which one looks the best. Definitely this one, but looks aren't everything. I've got my daiquiri there ready to go, so let's do a little taste. Now I know this one's going to taste good, so I'll do it first, because it's basically just Larb and raw apple. How could you go wrong? So I might just cut it right down the centre first, like so, and yeah, just get a little bit of apple, a little bit of Larb, like so. And that's going to be hard to beat. Just that nice slice of apple with that Larb, the chilli, the dressing that's in there, that onion, those fresh herbs, Oh man, that's really good, and that crunch, there's still got the crunch of the ground rice. Oh, that's so good. I've got a feeling I'll take that off. I don't know, I'm not writing it off. I'll do the same thing, I'll cut it, this cooked one, right down the guts, like so. And we're certainly getting a lot of steam, and I'm just worried this one's going to lose all that real yummy fresh flavour that's dancing around in my mouth as we speak. But let's give it a go and try and get it up without dropping the whole thing. It's very hot. Alright guys, I said I'd be honest and I wouldn't do the cooked one again. It's alright, it's not inedible or anything like that, but after you've had a mouthful of this this raw one with the crunch and that real fresh flavour, there's just no comparison. Look, Larb's a salad. How can you go wrong serving a meat salad with fresh crunchy apple? Pork salad with fresh crunchy apple. Yeah. Stick to this version, guys. Plus, you'll use less electricity. I better get a verdict on the daiquiri too. That's awesome. Alright, so here's what we're sticking to in the future. Larb and the fresh apple, don't cook it. Use the apple to make one of these, or a couple of these. I've actually got enough for another one. Alright guys, thanks for watching as always. Thanks to those who subscribed. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button, think about hitting it. But no worries if you don't want to. And I'll see you all next time.